I think we watched some of the same fights because I know exactly what you're talking about. Like, he keep his hands up, but when he misses big.
First off, like this video and subscribe.
Okay, so now we're going to move on and look at Gabriel Bonfim versus Mounir Lazzez. I mean, these dudes low-key kind of fight similar. One aspect of their striking is similar, and that's just the hands. But Gabriel, he mostly uses hands, but the difference is Lazzez, he mixes it up so well. He throws low kicks, body kicks, head kicks. He got a great step in knee. He got great hands. He mixes up everything, and he got volume. Man, the only fight that he really just didn't look too hot was I'm talking about Mounir Lazzez.
I thought you were talking about the other guys. I was about to say,
no, I didn't even see that many.
He don't be throwing him any kicks and stuff.
No, I'm talking about Lazzez. But the only fight he really didn't look good in was the Warley Alves fight. But the thing with that is, you never know what Warley you're going to get.
The killer showed up that night.
You get that good Warley, and then you think that would show up again, and then he'd turn around and get obliterated. So, unfortunately, Lazzez just caught the lightning in a bottle Warley that nobody else can seem to get. You can never really rely on that. But, man, his other fights, man, against Anže Lusa, he never let Anže just get in the fight, man. Like, Anže could never just really get his striking going. He was always...
But he never get his
striking. But I know Anže Lusa always does.
He never really put a trigger anyway.
I think he just won a fight in the UFC. He just finally won one against old AJ Fletcher.
And he don't have a win in the UFC either. So that really don't count. So, I mean...
But then, man, to go 3 rounds with a dangerous Abdul Razak Al Hassan, you got to be on all your P's and Q's. All of Abdul's wins come by knockout.
Hey, you ever notice Mounir is one of those type fighters? He's kind of like Jeff Neal, because sometimes he can fight too tentative, but other times, depending on who he fight against,
he can put the pieces together.
That, and he also can get aggressive when he needs to. Kind of like how Jeff did against Vicente, he had to get aggressive if he wanted to survive. Mounir, he's like that too, because depending on who he fight against, if they get aggressive, he gonna get aggressive too. With the exception of the Warley fight.
But he only really looked bad in one fight, though. That's the thing. Yeah. He only looked bad in one fight.
It's not that he looked bad. It's just sometimes, if you watch him, he just do a little bit more than his opponent. Sometimes he can have that jab and just kind of...
But see, that's why I think he's going to win, because Gabriel, when you look at his fights, his stand-up mostly is composed of his hands. Like, I was watching some of his fights. He didn't throw no kicks. It was all straight hands. The hands looked amazing, though. The hands looked amazing, but it's MMA.
You know, it's funny. We're not even talking about the best part of Gabriel's game. The best part of his game is his jiu-jitsu. That he don't really use, like, he uses it. I noticed, like, I watch a lot of his fights. A lot of times he uses it, like, he might stuff a takedown and then get on top of them and submit them.
Yes.
But a lot of times he don't really take them down and submit. It's so odd.
And that's what I was about to say. Like, he really used his hands a lot, like mostly hands.
Yeah.
But then the other opportunities come based off what his opponent does.
They make a mistake.
As a reaction to what they're doing. Like, he might create a scramble, but he's not really a double leg guy. But it's odd because his brother actually will pick you up and slam you and dump you on your head. It's just funny how but his brother don't really use his hands as cleanly as he does. So it's kind of funny how they work. But man, I just expect Mounir to have more weapons standing up. And with Gabriel not really being a wrestler like that, but having great jiu-jitsu, I don't really know how he gonna get the fight to the ground. And I just think Lazzez will do that thing where he just kind of does a little bit more than you do. Like, he'll do more than you. But if there's an opportunity for a finish, he'll go for it. But I don't necessarily know if he'll be able to finish Gabriel. But I just think that for 3 rounds, he should just be able to do enough for 15 minutes.
Yeah, and I think with Mounir, like, he throws a lot of straight, quick attacks.
Yes.
Like straight, like jab.
And fighting from range.
And the front kicks, too. He loves the front kicks, man.
And step in knee.
And notice Gabriel, he has a real good jab, but sometimes he throws wild hooks, which he kind of keeps his hands up. It's weird because he's technical, but I think Mounir is going to be able to connect more, if that makes sense. Because it's going to be a quicker attack.
I think we watched some of the same fights because I know exactly what you're talking about. Like, he keep his hands up, but when he misses big. And his opponent...
He's not going to be able to land on punches.
What was that tall guy? Did you watch the fight with the tall guy that just kept circling? Now, Gabriel ended up getting him with...
the guy who was 6'5"?
That super tall dude.
Waters.
No.
Not Waters.
No, not on the Contender Series. This was... it was just in some little...
I know you're talking about.
That tall guy, man. I think it was this guy. It was this guy.
I know you're talking about, yeah.
It was Cordero. it's like whenever Gabriel missed, he missed real big. But then the thing, I'm gonna tell you something else. That's the last thing.
Hurt too, right? Didn't he hurt him with a punch?
Who?
The guy you talking about, the tall guy?
Did he hurt Gabriel?
No, didn't Gabriel hurt him? Because Gabriel hurt one of them guys. He was tall and he hurt him. It was like, dang, he landed. Because he got some power.
And I'm gonna tell you, this is the last thing. It's like he won't really do nothing. Like he'll just hunt you down and he won't really throw a lot. No leg kicks, not even a jab. Like he literally has to close all the distance before he throws any type of strike. And it's just too tentative, man. It's just too much waiting on the perfect sequence and waiting for the perfect scenario before you do what you do. But basically, Lazzez is a workhorse. I got to go with the workhorse, man.
I'm not going to say a workhorse, but he could work more than Gabriel. He don't have a reputation of being a workhorse.
I'm saying he's moving around, lateral movement, in and out. Yeah, I'm saying. Not grappling wise.
Sometimes he don't let his hands go too, man. And
a lot of times he don't have to because he's fighting that distance. He fighting that range, and he controlling the fight with his jab and his front kick and his kicks. I mean, why would you do more if you don't have to? But he can basically be working for 15 minutes and just win.
We saying all this stuff about him. He landing 7.4 strikes per minute. Mounir. We were saying all this stuff about him being inactive.
Who was weak? I'd say he was a workhorse.
I guess he just had some fights where I just felt like he could do a little bit more.
I mean, I would like to know what fight you talking about in particular, because the fights I saw, he never stopped working. Really,
I guess it was the Abdul fight.
And even in his other fights, well, you got to look at it's Abdul, man. Look at how you just think about it. Yeah. You have to be so defensively sound and so sharp, and sometimes you might have to kind of pull back on throwing as many strikes because you can't make no mistakes. We saw that last night with Abdul.
But tell you one thing, but if Mounir try to take him down, because he do have takedowns in his arsenal, that might be the end if he try to take down Odu, because he's designed to stuff takedowns and get on top of you and finish you. So Mounir got to be real smart. He got to fight a certain way, which he can.
I did see some fights, man, with Mounir. The stand-up wasn't going his way, and he started trying to like force grappling exchanges, and it just looked. He didn't look bad. No, it was before the UFC. He didn't look bad on the ground. But it just seemed like maybe you should stand up and just finish this fight there. Now, he ended up winning that fight by TKO. But I don't know, man. I started just thinking, yeah, let's keep the fight standing up while we build the ground game up. Yeah. But he should win here at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think so, too.
Yeah, strikes. Yeah, he landed 7 strikes a minute. That's a lot. Gabriel landed 6. Surprisingly, now this is surprising to land 6.